Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 7 with my one-on-one client, Lise. My name is Sreshtha Tewari. I'm an emotional intelligence, love, and relationship coach. And this is my client, Lise. Hi, Lise.
Hi. Hi, Sri.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So today, we're actually going to do some work on our parents and how we felt and kind of changing some frames around what we believe because a lot of the partners we choose in life, especially in your 20s and 30s, are partners with whom we wanted to make that hole that we felt with our parents whole, WHOLE. And so unconsciously, we seek out a partner who will hurt us in the same way that a parent may have, wanting from them the apologies and to make that whole situation whole. And some people get it, but some people don't, because of course you have to find wholeness within yourself, right? So today we're going to do some work around that, and we're going to start as usual with our grounding. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just put you flat on the floor and just express appreciation and gratitude for being here, for taking time for yourself, for investing in yourself, especially in a world which will convince you in short term investments. Not that those are not valuable, but investing in yourself is a much deeper long term investment. All right, and we're going to take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing into your chair, sink your hips into the chair. Again in. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing your shoulders, maybe relaxing your forehead, smiling a little bit. In. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now just feeling like you've become one with the chair. It's there to support you and the earth. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. And out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just want you to picture yourself maybe in a garden, on a cloud. And notice who's next to you. Notice what energy is next to you. Notice anything you can about him as you take in like clear skies and a really nice temperature and a really beautiful scent in the air. Just notice anything about this scene, and notice what you can about the person in front of you. Anything about his hair, his eyes, his face, the clothes he has on, if he has on any jewelry. Just notice anything about him. And I'll leave it open for you all to have a conversation around anything you want. Just stay open and have the conversation. All right. And if there's any message he has for you to help you on your journey or anyone else, just invite that message in, staying open to receiving it, maybe as a thought, maybe through a hug, through a look in your eyes, or someone can hand you something. just stay open and see what message you receive to help you on your life journey. All right, and you could picture him giving you a tight, tight hug as we end the meditation. And he can decide to stay by your side or go off and do the things he needs to do. But know he's always with you. All right, and you can put your hand on your heart and you take a deep breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Last time in and out. All right, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right, so tell me, how was that? What did you see?
It was really nice. So I saw myself on the cloud this time, right?
Okay.
I don't know if it's the comfort or the plushiness of
Yeah,
what you
right.
envision a cloud to be, right? So we were on the cloud together, and we were just cool and happy and laughing, and um, I saw exactly my type of guy that which
Okay.
is which is like the guy that I've met, right? So that's I don't know if that's why I stick to him so much.
Okay.
Yeah, but visually he's my type, right? So I saw that type of guy on the cloud and we were just laughing and chatting and the conversation we had is I was telling him I can't wait till he's in my life physically. And he said he's right around the corner and it's gonna happen in no time. And it's gonna happen sooner than you think. That's what he said. And um he went on to say just be prepared for when it happens. And I I can't remember where else the conversation went, but when I asked him about what I could do to help me on the journey,
Mm-hmm.
he said just remain positive, right? Because it was actually a really prolonged conversation we were having. So he
Yeah.
was saying remain positive because when I come, that's just the start of our journey. And because it's going to last forever, we both need to remain positive through everything that happens within the relationship.
Okay. Okay. Nice. And how do you interpret that or feel about that?
I think it's exactly, well, I mean, it's one thing that I kind of had some fears about because it's easy to meet someone, right? But when life happens, especially when you're looking for marriage and kids, and that could be frustrating with a full-time job between both of us. Um, sometimes they have the doubts, is this really what I really want to get into? But so I'm glad that he said that because it kind of confirms that everything will be okay even when that time comes.
Yeah, and a lot of times in conflict in relationships, the most uh, the thing that people are worried about is the person doesn't love you anymore and wants to leave. And you can actually,
Mm-hmm.
in a relationship, just stay up front. I'm angry with you. I still love you. I still want to be with you, but we need to talk about this. Right?
Yeah.
And that takes away the charge and the fear of, is she still going to want me after this? Or is he still going to want to be
Yeah.
with me after
Yeah.
this? Right? So there are ways to deal with those things. But I like the message you received because, we have this notion that love is like the fairy tale, and it's not that
Mm-hmm.
it, because you feel like you're in a fairy tale, but life is also about learning about yourself and helping him as well, and he will help you as well. And sometimes that doesn't look like the packaging we want it to look like. It could
Yeah.
look difficult and it could look hard, but it is part of your growth and learning, and even being able to expand love with the person. Because you love somebody
Mhm.
more when you go through things and you come over it, you overcome them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was really nice, and I think it also, like as you said, quells some of your fears around what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Because remember,
Uh-huh. Go ahead. You go
no,
ahead.
because just last week we were talking about my my some of the fears I had in terms of getting married and having kids and being this wife or what society says a wife is, which is just doing everything for the household while he goes off to work, right? So yeah, I'm actually glad that he said that. And it wasn't he said it a lot of times within the conversation that we had that this relationship is going to be forever. So I really like that because we on this journey with all of us who work with you. And we're looking forward to meeting the guy, but we don't realize that that's the start of
That is
when
the
the
that is
journey actually starts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is which is why eventually I also want to do like workshops and stuff on relationships. But
Hmm.
but yeah, I think we also just have to understand that forever does not mean roses and sunshine every single day.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Correct,
And
correct.
whatever comes is for the betterment of both of you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, good. Okay. You want to share 3 wins from last week? Do you want to say anything else about that, or are you good?
No, 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 that's it. That's it. Yes, so my wins. One is actually pretty recent. So I'll start off with that one, right? So I know we spoke this week and I was telling you that this week it's just been a very joyous. I don't up to now I can't put it into words, right? But I would when I'm like preparing for bed or when I'm in a little alone time, if I'm in the kitchen or something, I would feel like the guy is not really next to me, but I could feel his energy. Maybe that's it. That someone is there, right? And it's him. And I just would get this abundance of joy just coming, right? And I was saying that for like most of the week, I've been in that feeling. But you also know that I'm not a because I've told you that I don't get dreams and stuff like that, so I don't think he's a twin flame or anything like that. But last night, I had two dreams about. Now I'm not a dream person, so if you ask me what the dream is, I'm those that wake up and forget everything that I dream, but I remember the feelings, right? But I had two dreams with him. One was with the guy, actually, that I was we were like same exactly how we were on that cloud just now. We were like laughing, joking, taking pictures, things like that. And then the next one was that we were like it was a different guy though in this one. It was more like a friend guy. And it was a group of us out climbing and I don't know, I was getting like a flirty connection between the two of us. So it's a very unrelated dream. But it's still dreams that made me feel good when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, yeah. So this is really good in terms of feeling the joy and abundance, and I think it's just like as we did the parts work last week. I just think it's that being processed inside of you. Like I said, it is unconscious. You don't need to figure out what they're doing, but it
Uh-huh.
and how you feel, and it helps to quell the like any dissonance you felt or disconnect. So I think
Hmm.
it's really good, and the more you stay in this energy, like I too feel like the person is close, and the more you stay in this energy, I think that would help you. That would help you a lot. I
Yeah.
want to be careful with words because I don't want to create expectations. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, I understand.
and trust in. But I find it's really cool that you have dreams too, because I believe dreams are actually your subconscious mind trying to guide you and help you,
Hmm.
right? Whether you
Yeah.
believe you receive them from God, the heavens, or your higher self, your intuition. But remember, your subconscious mind is like this. It's to me, it's like a secret data bank with stuff that you
Hmm.
use when you're ready.
Yeah, yeah,
I guess it's
yeah.
really when you're ready, or sometimes we have messages or dreams that push us where we need to be, right?
Hmm.
But as I described, the feeling in the dream, that I think is like the leading indicator of like you're on the right path, because the key to everything, and I think I was telling you this last night, is your
Uh,
emotion. But we
yeah,
work on
yeah,
the
correct.
perception as well, and the perception, because that drives your emotions,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? So this is
Yeah.
really awesome. Okay, go ahead. What's number two?
So number two was earlier this week. I went out with some coworkers. It was the night before the holiday. Well, after work, right? So the evening before the holiday. I went out with some coworkers and we were just liming around in a bar. We started talking and I was having a conversation with one of them separately to the group. And he was at some for some I don't even know how it came up, but dating came up, right? The topic of dating. And he made a comment. Now he works IT by us. So you know the IT guys, they fit a certain standard, right? But I could tell that he's not very confident in himself. But he made a comment that rich guys or wealthy guys are more attractive just by being rich or wealthy. And I asked him what he means by that. I said, I don't agree with you. And he said, yeah, because their wealth makes them attractive, right? So from there, I mean, and the conversation was just coming naturally, right? So it wasn't that I was thinking or debating or wanted to debate with him. I told him, I don't agree with that, and I gave him two examples. The fact that I had two examples also, where one of my clients from work, he's a CFO and corp secretary of the company that he works for. He he's I mean he's older, but he actually has been flirting with me for some time, right? And he actually shows interest in me. And this is like years. I was actually in a past relationship when he started. And then I gave him another example of another guy that we is a foreign country, another Caribbean country that he works for, but we're on a project with him. And he's also the owner of the company and one of the directors. So he as well has been very flirty with me for the year because we started the project this year. And so I gave him those two examples, but I told him in terms of attraction, I don't have that for them. I don't think they're attractive. I don't think they're good looking, right? And so I totally, if it was that, I just wanted a rich man, and everybody who knows me for a while, and I think I mentioned it to you before, since I started working, I've always been saying I want a rich man, right? And I say that because it's more the security that you're looking for in terms of lifelong goals. It's not that I'm a gold digger or anything like that, right? And so when I made that comment that I mean I don't think they're attractive and I'm not attracted to them. But if we were going with his point, I would have been with them, either one of them in no time, right? And it's only when I made the connection to those two examples, when I said it out loud in that environment, is when it hit me that to leave your expectation of wanting a rich guy isn't that far-fetched. It's actually happening to you But because you are on this journey and you know exactly what you want, you're not settling for the convenience of they just being the option. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was like big for me because sometimes you're so focused on what you want and you don't notice that similar is around you and seeking interest in you because you're just so focused on that one goal.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is so important, and which is why I was glad you told me, because it's just like the universe is showing you what you want is available. I mean, it's up to you to say yes or no. And we know you're not like just after a rich person. You're an accomplished person. You have your own money. Um,
Right.
but of course, on the other hand, you don't wanna be with someone who is struggling financially and doesn't know how to take care of himself, because that is a
Hmm.
different situation. And you kind of find those guys not in their masculine energy, which is what you want. Um,
Right.
yeah, and so this is like universal confirmation that what you want is available and it's coming.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah.
more the more I know you would kind of dismiss it, but the more you're like, hey, wait, thanks for that confirmation. Thanks for letting me know. I'm
Hmm.
appreciative. However, you do that in your prayer or whatever, and you kind of receive it as an option because you always have agency. That would
Yeah.
help you as well, because the universe is always sending us signs. There's a popular story with, I think it is a man in a boat, and the man praying that he knows God will save him, like through a flood or something. He knows God will save him, and so God sends somebody, and he's like, no, no, God is gonna come. You could go your way, and God sent somebody else to help him, and he's like, no, 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 God is gonna come, and it was three people, and then of course he died because he didn't take the help, and when he went to heaven,
Yeah.
um, he was like, but I believe in you. I trusted in you. How come you didn't save me? And then God was like, but I sent three people and you didn't see me in them. You didn't take the help. You didn't acknowledge that you had help. So, the universe is always sending us signs and affirmations and
Hmm.
confirmations for what we want. And as I said, sometimes we're so focused we don't notice them. So I'm glad you did. And I'm glad for
Yeah.
you to know that it's not far-fetched what you want. You got
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
bring it to you right now. You're just not interested in them just for that, of course, because a lasting relationship is much deeper than wealth.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm really glad you told me that, and I want you to make sure you sit in that appreciation for the affirmation of it. Anything else you want to ask on that one?
No, no.
Okay, and
I'm
what's your
good with that. So the third one I think is a really big one, right? So last weekend was my birthday, right? So I went out. So when I keep telling you that I'm going out, it's because it was birthday weekend and restaurant week, so everybody wanted to
You
like
can go out as much as
celebrate.
you want, you're not out.
But I don't usually, right?
Okay.
And but I went out again with a friend of mine from work and her husband was there. And so it was the three of us and we were chatting again and um the conversation about I don't know if maybe anyways we're not even figuring out why the topic comes up, but the topic again comes up with dating and her husband was asking me like what am I looking for, things like that, right? And I gave off my answers and all those things and it very casually, right? So of course I'm not gonna go deep in my journey with them when we're talking about drinks over drinks, right? But casually I just spoke about things and I told them, even if I mean I'm good how where I am right now because it's not like I'm missing out. I have Anya. It's not like I'm missing out anything in life. And I made a comment that the only thing I think about is if when she gets older and she goes off into her own life and then I'll be alone, right? That's the only thing that worries me. So I told him that. And he, however, the conversation was going, I just remember him ending like that topic. by saying, Lisa, I don't think you have you don't have nothing to worry about, you know. Because I think you're very nice, and when a guy sees you, because of how you speak and all those things, when a guy see you, he's just gonna see high value. And he used those terms, high value, and which is, of course, you know, that's what we we throw around that word all the time here, right? And but the fact that he used that word high value, and he said any guy who sees you, he's gonna see high value because of how you speak and how you carry about yourself and those things, right? And then during the conversation, he said you have nothing to worry about, and I took that as a sign.
Yes.
And as you're talking from the previous conversation, well, the previous when confirmation from the universe, to me, it just made me feel so much better because it's one thing when you know you're doing the work and you know you're changing and you know you have it, but for persons to confirm it to you
Yes.
that they are seeing it also, that was a big moment for me.
Yeah. And it's so good too. Give yourself props too for recognizing it and being aware of it and being able to celebrate it because again that is confirmation from the universe coming to you in the form of a person, a random person, because I don't think you know him. You know
Yeah,
him?
I knew him, but I never climb with him that much
Right,
because it's
right,
my friend's husband. So she
right.
would talk about him and yeah, but not personally like that.
Right, and to say that just meeting you, that says a lot. That's a lot about the
Yeah,
energy in, and to
yeah,
use
yeah.
these words. Yeah, so I think you had a really awesome week, and
Hmm.
as much as you can, stay in the energy, and it's good to remember these things and pocket them for the times when you get a little low, which is normal and human, normal in the human.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's good to remember these things, like to pocket the feeling, especially the feeling that you had this week.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay, good. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. Um, right. So I wanted to talk a little bit about family dynamics, and we're going to end with a meditation, which I have done with you before, like in a group, but it's good to keep doing the
Hmm.
meditation, the
Hmm.
ancestral meditation.
Right.
So, you want to talk about your mom or your dad first?
I could talk about that. I think mom, I would spend a lot more time on.
Okay.
But yes,
Yes, but I have questions to
yeah.
ask, right? So,
Okay, good. Yeah.
um, all right. So, is there any way in which your dad made you feel that his love for you was conditional, meaning like you had to do these things in order for him to love you or to feel deserving of his love or to feel worthy or anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could can you just give me a sentence?
On why I felt
You
like that?
felt, not why,
Uh-huh.
what you felt. So
Okay.
an example is I felt I had to get an A for my dad to love me, right?
Okay. Okay. I think I felt like I had to be a certain way. So personality wise, because I'm very compared to my sister and my brother, I am the outspoken, outgoing one. And I felt like because I was different in terms of that personality, it, I don't know, probably saw it as rebellion or something.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Is there anything else?
That's a major one. That's the major
Okay.
one.
It have any others? Just that.
Mm, No, 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 not so much. Just that one.
Okay. Okay. So this is conditional love. Now our parents, and this is gonna apply for when we do your mom as well, right? Our parents, so life is evolution, right? So even for what we experienced in their way, without knowing it, they tried to give us a better experience than they had growing up, right? But we wouldn't know, we weren't alive unless they tell us some
Mm-hmm.
story, right? So,
Right.
so our parents, the way in which they interacted with us, or the things they believed we should or shouldn't do, were not ideal, but ultimately they were trying to quell their fear of you not fitting in and not having a good life. And a good
Mm-hmm.
life,
Mm-hmm.
especially for our parents, is a life without shame from society, without judgment
Right.
from society, which we know doesn't matter. But to them, that was real and needed for survival. Does that
Mm-hmm.
make
Mm-hmm.
sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not making excuses, right? I'm just trying to to help you understand where they were
Yeah.
coming from. What
Yeah.
else is real and true for you. So
Right.
if you had to change this into, so this is conditional love, right? If you had to make a statement about how your dad loved you unconditionally, even though you were outspoken and
Mm-hmm.
sharing your voice with the world, can you change can you change that into his unconditional love for you? Like, can you make a sentence on that?
Mm-hmm. I could try.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he, so my dad loves loves the fact that I am friendly and like to go out with people and raise their spirits and just
Ah,
share, yeah, share my presence. So he admires that people like to be around me.
okay, good. And this is really good because this is two of the same thing. Because in order for you to like being with people and to raise their spirits and for people to want to be with you, you have to speak,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, um, in like a parent dynamic, he may take it as outspoken, but unconsciously he admired your ability to speak and cultivate relationships like with your friends
Right.
and
Yeah.
with people, right? So if we had to say, my dad loved me unconditionally. He loved the fact that I am friendly. I like to go out with people and raise their spirits. He really admires my voice and the way people are attracted to me and likes to be around me. Does that resonate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I just write in it, right? Unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fact that I'm friendly to the and raise their spirits. That people like to be around me. So when you think about your dad, and we're gonna do another exercise too, right? But when you think about your dad, um, I want you to try flipping this thought about not him not liking you to speak to the thought that he loved for you to speak
Mm-hmm.
because you have
Yeah.
proof, like with your friends and with the relationships that you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
but let's do your mom. Okay, so is there, and I know we spoke about your mom a little bit before with your brother, right?
Right.
Is there any way in which you felt her love for you was conditional?
Mm-hmm. But how that one is deeper though, because I think because of the culture she grew up in, how they just treat their boy children differently. And it's like they could do no wrong while you do all this wrong, right? Or
Yeah.
it could be that you're doing the same thing, but because you're the older boy child, it's okay for you to do it, but when you do it, it's like, why would you do that, you know?
Yeah.
So how do I put that into words? Is it that?
Well, your mom was training you to marry a good guy. You see, in their mind, right, the boy is the one who has the choice, right? The boy is
Mm-hmm.
the one who, Indian parents in that age,
Uh-huh.
they
Uh,
see the boy as an asset because the boy is the one. I mean, this is before we started to work and stuff. Who would bring in,
right.
who would do things to give you that safe financial life. And the boy
Right.
is more of a liability because if I don't marry her off, how am I going to receive income? Right? Because
Right.
girl
Yeah.
is more the cook
Doesn't
that,
work.
and
Right.
we didn't see the sustenance of life in being able to cook and to keep a clean home and all of that as valuable as the boy who can go out and bring in
Income.
stuff. Right? So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing like in your mom's mind, and I don't know, but most likely in her mind, she's preparing you to be able to get a good guy, which comes across as though you can't do anything good enough because she wants you to have the best guy.
Yeah.
Whereas your brother,
Yeah.
um, it's unfortunate, but because he would be seen as an asset, and they don't understand that by spoiling them, they diminish their attraction.
Right. Correct.
That, right? But
Correct.
and then I think it's also unconscious because you want to keep them tied to you emotionally so that when you're older they still help you. And I don't think any of this is like, okay, I need to keep you tied to me, I need to treat you like a babe. It's not conscious, but it's just kind of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
our culture, unfortunately, and we are breaking that, right? I mean, if
Right.
you have a
Right.
son, but if you had a son, you're not going to treat your daughter any less than him.
Correct.
We
Very
are the
true.
ones to break that, and for whatever however they treated us, it is better, and we don't know than what they would have experienced. So in their mind, they're not treating us as badly as their parents treated
They
them.
will. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
And that is just evolution of the species. So let's do
Mm-hmm.
the conditional statement first, right? So before we do the unconditional one, my mom, let me say it like this. I felt like um, the love from my mom was conditional because, and tell me, you could tell me 1 to 3 statements. We will work on all of them because it's important.
Okay. Uh, the only thing coming to mind is because I'm not a boy child. Because I know that's why she treated us differently. It's really because of her, um, how she grew up looking at boy kids and girl kids.
Okay, okay. And how would we how can you change that into, or how can you see that in a more empowering way for your mom loving you unconditionally?
Maybe that she loving me unconditional. That she wanted the best for me and was just pushing me towards a goal that in her era seemed unattainable for a
Ah,
girl child. Yeah.
okay. Okay, and how does it feel? So you said, I know that my mom's love was unconditional because she wanted the best for me and was push and was pushing me toward a goal that in her era seemed unattainable for a girl child. How do you feel about that?
Better.
Yeah.
because yeah.
Yeah. So it's not so much, we think it's favor. It's like an
Mm,
it's we think it's a conscious favor, but it's actually very unconscious. What,
mm-hmm.
how,
Yeah,
because she wouldn't have like gone through therapy and studied conscious
correct.
parenting and the
Yeah.
things that we are more inclined to do. Okay. Anything else about your mom? You
Uh,
felt you had to do this in order to feel loved by her?
Um, nah, I think for those two, even for that, I think it's just those are the big umbrella that held
Okay.
everything in. So even when I think of other things, it's because of that
Okay.
main issue. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so now I want you to tell me, we'll go with your dad first, right? Three
Hmm.
things that you got from your dad that you're really proud of, either personality traits or things he was interested in that you are interested in, anything like that,
Um, I think
that help make you who you are now that you really like.
I think it's the dedication to his job because
Hmm.
he also had a important role in his company. So
Hmm.
yeah, dedication. So his family life, like how he supports his family. He was big on family life. So even though he wasn't very communicative, his actions, you could tell that he took care of family.
Good. And one more.
I think, to be honest, as I'm thinking about it now, I think the personality, the outgoing personality type that I have, ironically enough, is I from him because he was the lima, I guess, between mama and dad. Yeah.
And even as you say that, there may have been times we don't know that his propensity to be outspoken maybe got him in trouble with his parents.
Mm-hmm. True.
Unconsciously, he carried that.
That. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So these are really good. And how do you feel about being linked to your dad in this way, that he was dedicated to his job, which you are, and you also have an important role in your company. That he was big on family life, and you are definitely big on family life, and how you raise your daughter and wanting a family, and that you got your outgoing personality from him.
Really good actually, because I think that's what makes that's major um the major aspect of my life.
Okay.
And yeah, and I just because he was really a out upstanding gentleman, even up until when he passed, and hearing people talk about them. So knowing that what people recognize from him as being um outstanding is what I got from him. It's where I see myself with him.
Nice. Okay, good. And so these again are good, like just in the times when I maybe remember an unfair moment, to really remember how the props they gave you in life, and the things they gave you that help you to be you in your best, most unique way, right?
Yeah.
These are good to remember that time. And for your mom, what are three things you got from your mom that you're really proud of?
Um, well, the first one I'll say is height, right? So my parents. had a very big height difference. My dad was tall, really tall, and mom is really short. And both my siblings got the tallness from my dad, and I was the only short one with her, right? But coming up to this point, I appreciate that because for some reason I always like taller guys. I'm still attracted to tall guys. And I like that I'm the petite one because it puts you in a
Right.
more feminine feeling
Yeah.
of that, you're so tiny and they take care of you like that. So yeah, I'm glad I got that from her.
Yeah. Just now, let me just cut that out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
She also she is big on family life also, but more on the nurturing side, of course, because she's the mom, right? And how they grew up. So when we were growing up, we didn't know about buying food. Like she would make breakfast, lunch,
Yeah.
and dinner. And I like that because I cook a lot now for my daughter as well. And I like that because it kind of brings closeness to the family instead of just saying, well, you go and buy something to eat now, you know? And I'm glad that I saw her like that because it's easy in this culture, especially, and where how we see things, sometimes groceries more expensive than actually purchasing food now. So it's easy to be swayed into, well, you just go and get something. But and I know my daughter prefers when I cook for her, like when I pack lunch for her to go to school and things like that. So I'm glad that I got that, or I was able to witness that kind of family life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. This is good. So your mom, well, that's a way of serving love, right? Your mom taught you about
Right.
giving love through cooking, because that's investing
Mm-hmm.
like time to like prep and make the food. And
Mm-hmm.
you also enact that with your daughter,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
helps with the bond.
yeah.
Okay, good. And what's one more?
One more. How do I say? So she's also very communicative, which dad wasn't at all, right? Um, so she likes to talk and she likes to um express how she feels.
Mm.
And I like that I got that from her because I'm I can't imagine stifling feelings and just being miserable.
And this is so important. And this is actually how she prepped you for our future world, because the future world is going to be much more accepting of expressing your feelings and
Hmm.
keeping them within. And this is also a gift of life because stifling your feelings, as I'm sure I told you before, is what causes disease in your body, which
Correct.
um,
Right,
disease, right?
right.
So how do you feel about these gifts or this connection to your mom that you have her height? So you appreciate in relationships, and it's funny because I like that too. I like when the guy is taller than me.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why I don't like to wear too high heels.
right.
I appreciate that you're petite and you feel more in feminine energy as you're attracted to tall guys. Your mom is big on family life, on the nurturing side, and she always cooked, and now you cook for your daughter, which helps you guys to bond. And she's also very communicative and expresses how she feels, and you like that you don't have to stifle your feelings. How you feel about that? Those gifts that
Really
you got.
good. Really good because I think they're all important, especially when you're looking for a relationship and a marriage or a lifelong commitment. I think those are really important qualities to have.
Yeah. So again, when you think of your mom, um, instead of thinking about, all the attention she gave to your brother,
Yeah.
you could concentrate on the ways she made you feel whole, knowing that attention with your brother in her mind, she thought she was preparing you for the world. She didn't understand that she
Mhm.
was hurting you, or probably is still, because I know you guys live together. In her own way, hurting you. But her intention was that you are the best that you can be, so some guy is gonna want you.
Yeah.
Understanding that we're moving into a different phase of relationships where you have autonomy and agency and your own contributions. Any guy any guy that you love had to be crazy not to want you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so is this helpful for you? This exercise?
Yeah. Very, very.
Yeah. So pocket these things, and it's good for you to remember them. Like when you get angry,
Mhm.
like when you'll have a argument or conflict.
Yeah.
It's good to
Yeah.
remember, wait, she has her best intention. She's not communicating them clearly, but in her own way, she's trying to help me. And it may not be easy, but it's good to be aware of it and acknowledge it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, you have any questions on that? We're just going to do the meditation now.
No, no. That was nice. I enjoyed that.
Yes, it is really important. The first time I did this exercise, I could think of nothing. Tell you how bad it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
now it comes easily.
Hmm.
But it's just when you're angry, you're just like, no, she gave me nothing. She's always mad at
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You have to
And
think
it's
about it.
correct. But it's also very easy. Like when you put the thought into to just flip it as you did, right?
Yeah,
And I think just seeing how easy it could be sometimes is
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's just
it's just
because it
enlightening.
focus on the hurt, but we have room to
Yeah.
focus on the hurt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna end with this meditation, and just for the viewers who are looking at the session, I got this meditation from my coach Annie Lalla. And for that reason, I'm not gonna show the whole meditation when I do the recording, but I will show you what Lise got or her comments after the meditation. All right, so this is a general healing meditation that, as I said, my coach gave to us, and it is really to acknowledge the difficult things that our ancestors did go through, because they went through difficult things as well, and that would have shaped how they interacted with us, sometimes unknowingly for the worse and
Mhm.
also for the good. Okay, so Lisa, just gonna again plant your feet on the ground. You can keep your eyes closed, but I want you to repeat what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, so let's just take a deep breath in and out, another breath in and out, last time in and out. And just naturally, when I say the sentence, I just want you to naturally turn where you feel inclined to. So I want you to turn and face the direction of your past, wherever you feel that is. Yeah, take your time, right? Okay, stay comfortable. First, we are going to speak to your maternal lineage. How do you feel?
Good. I like that meditation. I remember doing it before, but I think individually, you get focused
Yeah,
on it because the last time we did was in a group.
yeah. Every time you do it, it's really nice.
It's better, yeah.
Okay, what did you see? Let's start with your mom's side.
So my mom's side was on this side, right? They wouldn't, you tend to think your past will be behind you. but they were more alongside me. So mom was on the right side of me, right? And I saw, well, I saw a bunch of people, but of course not all of them I'd recognize. But I did see um aunts and uncles and cousins that I did recognize.
Good.
And they were all happy, they were all smiling. They were happy for me that I was there, speaking to them in this way.
Yes.
When I gave when I was given over the well, you know what it is, right? It was a bowl. It was a bowl for both of them, but it was
Okay.
like a big bowl, and mom's one was gray. So it
Mm-hmm.
was like I was handing them over this bowl, and they knew what it was. I knew what it was. They took it willingly, and it was almost like a reunion type thing too, because they were hugging me. The ones who remembered me, of course, were hugging me and smiling. It was really nice. It was a nice image.
But are these people past or some alive or?
No, all were passed. All were
Oh, they
passed.
are all past. Okay. That's a beautiful list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
and
it
that,
that? Uh-huh. No, I was asking, is it that it's like sometimes you get present persons in there too?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, no,
yeah.
well,
But
I didn't see any. It was all persons who passed on.
okay. So your mom wasn't in it.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So then I wrote this wrong just now. Okay, mom's side. Yeah, I think I have seen present people, but like when you see people who are past, I feel that is really affirmation and confirmation for you to let go of these familial things we may have. Like you may shame your grandfather, or it's
Yeah,
and it's proof that in heaven or wherever you believe they are, and this is something I wholeheartedly believe. They just want what's best for you because they have rid themselves of this body, which caused them to
right.
take ego and cause them to be programmed in a certain way, and they are free on that side, and that's what they want for you too. They don't want you to take
Yeah,
up their hurt or their pain.
yeah, yeah.
So
But it was only half, and it was a bunch of them, right? So it was like a room full of people, and even like grandparents who I didn't meet. So I don't know any of my
oh,
mother's parents. They
okay.
died before I was born. But you see them in pictures, so you could recognize them.
Okay, okay,
And
right.
they as well were happy and hugging me, and yeah.
Nice. Okay. Anything else you want to share on your mom's side?
So that was basically it. When I gave them they were happy to hear because of the words that we were saying, right? So they took the bowl, and that's when we just kind of started hugging each other, and they were just really happy for me.
Okay, nice. Okay, so and let's talk about your dad's side.
So that was on the same, like not behind me, but aside me, but he was on the left.
Mm-hmm.
And I did say that in it because he is fast. So the person that I said again, it was a big full room of people, not everybody I recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they were all passed on.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that he was standing in front of everybody. So he was like in front and everybody else was in lines behind. Um, and I was mostly talking to him,
Okay.
but you're speaking to everybody but looking at him. Maybe that's it. And he as well was very happy, ecstatic almost that because he died when I was in my early 20s.
Mhm.
So seeing me and here and how far I've reached, and he was just extremely proud. The when I was handing over the bowl, because it was a bowl again, same size, everything, but their own was gold. So mommy was gray and their own was gold. And when I handed it over, he took it actually. He took it and then he gave it to those behind. And he came up and he hugged me, and then I went on and I met like some uncles that passed, and it was again like a nice reunion type interaction.
Nice. That's interesting that it was gold too. Um, so gold is like yellow, which is tied to your ability to manifest confidently. So I find that interesting. Um, like if you release any blockages around that. Okay, and your future.
The future was straight in front, and there were people around. I recognized the guy, my guy, and then there were two little kids with him, right? And but there were a bunch of other people, and I have no idea who they are.
Okay.
But I know that's okay. Um, and when I was speaking to them, it kind of just like singled out the family, so the guy and the two kids. And sometimes in movies, like they blur out the background and you
Yes.
focus on. It was like, oh, it was almost like that. And they as well were really happy for me. The family, the guy and the kids, they were really happy. It was almost because the kids were small, right? They were like babies. So they were happy. Like, sometimes when you leave home and you come back and they're happy to see mommy back home.
Yeah.
It was like that. At the end, he came up and he said he can't wait to start this life with me.
Okay.
Yeah. And he as well, or the bunch of people ahead, they were all happy, and but when it came time to kind of end though, he was the only one that came up to hug me.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, nice. And sometimes the people are people we already know, people we don't know, people who are coming into your life. Um,
Hmm.
but the important thing is to know that in your future you have persons supporting you, looking out for you,
Right.
even if you don't know who they are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is really nice, and I actually did see him, and I saw a little girl. But yeah, this was really nice, and it's really for you to help you to let go, and also to help you to know how much support you have on your journey in terms of like feeling whole and knowing that you're supported and guided, which I know I always say, but this is like actually experiencing the support and
Yeah.
from people past, some you recognize, some you don't, and people to come into your life in your future. Again, some you recognize, some you don't.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
never know everybody who's supporting us. But
Right. Right.
okay, all right. So that's the end of the session today. How you feel?
Good. Really light. I like the ancestral work. You don't realize how much of your family life affects you because I mean, for me, sometimes I think, well, I don't have to deal with this forever. One day I'll move out and I don't have to deal with this again. But you don't realize that it sticks with you, the emotion.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. I don't live. I mean, I live in my own house, and you still interact with persons, and
Correct.
not everyone is open to change, unfortunately. So you have to, um, I don't want to say change your approach, but understand that they are part of it.
Yeah.
How they feel they're making you better when maybe they're just hurting you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand that
Yeah.
completely. But at the end of it, our parents, they really wanted what's best for us. And we know that because if we're sick or something happened, they're going to be there. No matter how much they annoy you before, they're going to be there.
Right, right. Yeah.
So it's important to understand, everybody has a past, everybody has things they're trying to um, avoid. And especially with our parents who grew up on a lot of fear, which we are trying to change in our generation, the ones who are conscious of it. But they really grew up with a lot of fear and thinking if this doesn't happen, that's the end of life, you're gonna suffer. And unfortunately, they
Yeah.
passed us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think this was really nice as well. I feel the likeness, and it's always nice to know to give back what you're holding on to that you don't need to, which you did, and to
Yeah.
how much
Yeah.
support and guidance you have.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah. So for next week, we continue, and I know you do your stuff diligently, morning
Yeah.
meditation and the breathing at least. You just continue
Mhm.
with that, and as much as you can, staying in this energy that you have of joy and abundance.
Yeah. Okay, great.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Okay, Lisa, have a good week, and I'll message you during the week, and we'll talk next week.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Have a good week too. Bye.
Bye.